Hi, what's up everyone? Today we're going to multiply negative numbers. So if this is something that causes you trouble at school, make sure you watch this video. Let's get on and jump right in. Okay, so this is the worksheet that you need to do. Now remember, before you do the worksheet and before you pause the video, when you multiply a positive by a positive, you get a positive. That makes sense, right? If you multiply a negative by a negative, you also get a positive. So long as the two signs are equal, like plus times plus, you get a plus, or minus times minus, you also get a plus, then it's positive. The only time that you get a negative number is when you multiply positive by a negative. Or if you multiply a negative by a positive, then you get a negative number. So that's the only thing that you have to worry about. I would encourage you to first figure out if the numbers are plus or minus, and then once you figure that out, then do the multiplication. That'll make your life easier. So 2 steps. First, is it positive or negative? Second step, what is it? Okay, pause right now and do the worksheet, please. All right, okay, so hopefully you know your times tables. So positive 6 times positive 7, that'll be nice and easy to start. That's a nice little 42. Positive 6 times negative 7, well, positive times a negative is a negative number, so I'm going to write that down first, and I get negative 42. Negative 6 times positive 7 is also a negative number, so that's negative 42. And now we have a case with 2 negatives, and 2 negatives give you a positive, so this is positive 42. Okay, 5 times 8, nice and easy, that's 40. 5 times negative 8, that's a negative number, negative 40. Negative 5 times 8, again, that's a negative number, 1 plus 1 minus, so negative 40. And then here, negative 5 times negative 8, so 2 negatives give you a positive, you guys and girls, so it's a positive 40. Okay, nice. Here, this is interesting. We get minus 5 squared, and I think you need to know in terms of bedmass, like order of operations, that the squared happens before you see the negative. So we're going to do 5 times 5, which is 25, and then apply the minus to it. So because the square is like stuck to the number, you're going to have to do the square first. However, if it was in brackets, you would do minus 5 times minus 5, which is positive. So here you get 25. Cube numbers, well, if you cube a negative number, generally you get a negative because it's minus times minus times minus. So minus minus gives you plus, and then an extra minus gives you a minus. So this is negative 1. And then 1 cubed happens first, so that's 1. And then a negative in front of 1, it's just also a minus 1. Okay, this is interesting. A positive times a negative times a positive, well, that's a negative number. And then 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30, so this is going to be negative 30. Here we have the same product, which is 30, but we have 2 negatives, so the product is going to turn up to be positive 30. And here we have a negative times a negative times a negative. That's a little bit like cubing the number. So this is going to be equal to negative 30. So I'm just going to put minus 30 down here because I don't have enough space. And then here, negative 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is going to be 18. That's because a square number is always positive. So here again we have the 9, but this time it's multiplied by negative 2, so it's going to be negative 18. So minus 18 here. And then for this one, negative 2 to the 4. So 2 to the 4 is 16. If you didn't know that, then make sure that you go and look at powers of 2 so that you know how to do powers of 2 quickly. And 16 with a minus in front of it will be negative 16. We're almost done. Here we have 16 again as a number, but it's going to be squared and then squared again. So negative 2 squared is 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So this is going to turn up to be positive 16. And for my last question, I've got a square number times a square number, so the number is positive, and it's 9 times 4. And 9 times 4, well, I know that. That's 36. Woof! And we did that in not too long, you guys. Well, although maybe it took you a bit longer to do the worksheet, but you see that if your multiplication is good and you know plus times minus and so on, and that you're okay, like positive times negative is negative or 2 negatives is positive, if you know that, then you'll be fine. Make sure you practice this a little bit. There's no need for you to practice more than you have to. Like once you get it, you get it. I really believe that once a concept is in your mind and you're happy with it, that's the most important. You don't need to drill this over and over and over again. What you do need to be good at is your multiplication. So make sure you practice your multiplications a little bit. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button so that you can keep practicing your math. And thank you so much for joining us today and working on multiplying negative numbers. See you next time. Bye-bye.